One of the questions I have too for both of you that I noticed both at the UMedia space and at Elizabeth Forward is food in creative spaces.
Yeah.
It sort of doesn't really dawn on you, I don't think, until you go. But I noticed UMedia at the library, kids actually had food and coffee in a library space.
Yeah, that was a big fight, as you can imagine. This was meant to be an after-school space. For people who don't know what UMedia was, the purpose was for kids to experience like digital art learning on their own, not in a part of a curriculum, just sort of almost like a hobby on their own after school, completely voluntary. And this means the kids had to be there because they wanted to be there. And I asked as I was looking, I was very whenever I approach a space, and I've done all this working on theme parks, and it took the same approach here, is you have to understand where people are coming from, which door they're going to come in, how are they going to go, what mood are they in, how are they feeling, and kids after school are hungry. And I asked them, so is it okay for them to eat in here? And they said, my God, no, it's a library. Are you kidding? That's not allowed ever.
Yeah.
And I said, well, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to choose to go over to the Dunkin' Donuts or over the Subway or over the 7-Eleven. They're not going to come in here. And they said, well, maybe we could consider it. And they thought it over, and they said, you know what, we're willing to try it, because there were mentors, et cetera. They thought maybe they could keep it under control. And it made a huge difference. So it's partly because it's what the kids needed at that moment, but also there's other aspects to that. I think people don't think so much about how important food really is to us, right? We've been eating for here on Earth for, I don't know, 500 million years, something like that. And so much of our socialization surrounds eating. If you look, even today, when you look, anybody who looks at a lunchroom, you'll see very often, the white kids eat with the white kids, the black kids eat with the black kids. And there is something really, really primal, really low in the back of our brains about we eat with the people we trust. And the part that flips with that is that if you eat with somebody who you're not sure you trust and you have a good experience when you eat with them, you build social bonds in a powerful and an important way. And so I think when it comes to creativity and students working together on a project, it's not a bad idea to find ways to use food for those bonding moments. It is an important part of if you want to have a team that work creatively together, you can't underestimate it.
Yeah, so that's in a public library. How about in a high school, Todd? I mean, you guys actually have a cafe in the media center.
Yeah, and I think when we told our librarian that we were going to have a cafe, I think she must have had a heart attack. But yeah, and our life skills kids, our special needs kids, man it. It's a pre-vocational activity for these kids, and we offer cappuccinos, hot chocolates, coffee, pretzels, you name it, and the kids really design and pick what they want in the cafe. So it's really nice. And the kids have been very respectful. We don't have any computers. Everybody's worried about spilling the coffee on the computer or on the carpet. And the kids, I think there was just a couple messes throughout the whole year with, over 800 kids in our high school. So they treated it with great respect. And again, you got to kind of imagine us walking by that library over the last 3-4 years before we renovated it. There was hardly any kids in there. Now there's 60, 70 kids a period in that library working.
Yeah, every time I've come through there, it's just been jam-packed. I mean, it's like the hub of the high school. I mean, the library being the hub of the high school. It's just crazy.
Created using Powtoon.